On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Pandemic.
An outbreak of a disease that affects many people over a very wide area.
Examples:
Flu pandemic. Global pandemic. They fear a pandemic of a new type of virus.
Horrific.
Causing horror or disgust, gruesome and terrifying.
Examples:
Horrific experience. Horrific condition. The accident scene was horrific, with bodies and debris scattered everywhere.
Grapple.
To make a strenuous effort to solve a problem, to engage in a close fight or conflict without weapons.
Examples:
Grapple with problem. Grapple with each other. He needed to grapple with structural reforms to improve the company's revenue.
Helpless.
Unable to take care of oneself or to do things without help.
Examples:
Helpless baby. Helpless victims. I feel so helpless without you.
Unfold.
To open up or spread out something that is folded or rolled up, to reveal or disclose something that was previously hidden or unknown.
Examples:
Unfold the story. Unfold the stroller. The mystery unfolded as the detectives gathered more clues.
Unbearable.
Not able to be tolerated or endured, too difficult, severe, or intense to be dealt with or suffered through, intolerable or insufferable.
Examples:
Unbearable heat. Unbearable pain. The loss of his wife was an unbearable sorrow that he found hard to overcome.
Rive.
To tear or split apart forcefully, to break or divide by a sharp blow or force.
Examples:
Rive the sails of the ship. Rive the stone into precise shapes. The lumberjack used a strong axe to rive the logs into smaller pieces.
Scarcely.
Hardly or almost not, only just.
Examples:
Scarcely readable. Scarcely any interest in public. We scarcely ever used AEDs.
Empower.
To give someone the power or authority to do something.
Examples:
Empower my life. Empower the secretary to do the same. The company empowered employees to buy low-price items without approval to achieve efficient purchasing.
Unaccountable.
Not able to be explained or justified, often in a way that suggests something suspicious or dishonest is going on, not responsible or answerable for one's actions or behavior.
Examples:
Unaccountable behavior. The unaccountable disappearance of funds led to an investigation.
Torch.
A portable device that produces a flame, typically one that is used to light a fire or a candle.
Examples:
The torch of learning. Torch song. She used an electric torch to light her way through the dark cave.
Gruesome.
Causing horror or disgust.
Examples:
Hear gruesome details. Gruesome accident. The gruesome crime scene was difficult for the detectives to stomach.
Lynch.
To put to death or punish, usually by hanging, without legal authorization or due process, often as an act of mob justice or vigilante action. Noun, a violent punishment, often extrajudicial, in which a mob or group of people seize and kill someone, usually by hanging, as a form of punishment or vengeance.
Examples:
Lynch law. Lynch him to death. The mob wanted to lynch the suspect before he could be tried in court.
Exonerate.
To clear someone of blame or accusation, to free someone from responsibility or guilt.
Examples:
Exonerate from blame. Exonerate the defendant. The DNA evidence exonerated the suspect, proving his innocence.
Baton.
A thin stick or rod used as a conductor's wand, a symbol of authority, or a tool for specific sports or activities. A short, straight, light stick that is passed from runner to runner in a relay race.
Examples:
Conducting baton. Twirl the baton. The police officer used his baton to disperse the crowd.
Grieve.
To feel or show great sadness or sorrow, especially for someone who has died.
Examples:
Grieve for loss. Grieve at the sad news. She grieved the loss of her parents.
Repent.
To feel remorse for one's past actions or thoughts and commit to changing them.
Examples:
Repent a sin. Repent days of drug abuse. He repented for his actions and begged for forgiveness.
Whisper.
To speak very quietly to somebody using the breath rather than the voice so that only those close to you can hear you.
Examples:
Answer in a whisper. The whisper of the leaves. He took me aside and whispered in my ear.
Disinvestment.
The act of reducing or withdrawing the amount of money you have provided in a particular area or sector.
Examples:
Disinvestment strategy. Disinvestment plan. The company's decision to engage in disinvestment led to a reduction in its overall portfolio.
Pun.
A humorous play on words or use of words that sound similar but have different meanings, often for a comedic effect, a form of wordplay.
Examples:
Witty pun. Silly pun. The comedian's pun had the audience laughing out loud.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Viol.
A stringed instrument, typically with 6 strings and frets, played with a bow, also called a viola da gamba.
Examples:
Viol instrument. Viol music. The viol player was rehearsing for an upcoming concert.
WAN.
Looking pale or sickly, lacking vitality or energy.
Examples:
Wan light. A wan smile. His wan complexion showed that he was feeling very ill.
Tweet.
A short, high sound made by a small bird, a message sent using Twitter, the social media application.
Examples:
A chick's tweet. His latest tweets. We could hear the tweet of baby birds.
Prosecute.
To bring legal action against someone in a court of law, to pursue or carry out something to completion or achievement.
Examples:
Prosecute criminal. Prosecute case. The attorney decided to prosecute the suspect for stealing from the store.
Incarceration.
The state of being confined in prison or jail.
Examples:
Mass incarceration. Incarceration rates. The judge sentenced him to 5 years of incarceration for embezzlement.
Interrelated.
Closely connected or related to each other.
Examples:
The interrelated nature of the problems. Interrelated factors. The different parts of the system are interrelated and rely on each other to function correctly.
Norman.
Relating to or characteristic of the Normans, a people who originally came from Normandy, France, and who had a significant impact on the history and culture of Britain and other European countries. The term can also refer to a style of architecture or art that developed during the Norman period.
Examples:
Norman Cathedral. Norman invasion. The Norman architecture in the Old City was a sight to behold.
Warp.
To twist or bend out of shape, especially as a result of being heated, to distort or twist the meaning or sense of something.
Examples:
Warp under pressure. Become warped. The ship's hull was warped from years of use in rough seas.
Industrious.
hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker, industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Airwave.
A system of transmitting sound, video, or other data through the air using radio waves or other electromagnetic waves.
Examples:
Walkie-talkie airwave, commercial airwave. The radio station broadcasts my favorite song over the airwaves.
Inflection.
A change in the pitch or tone of one's voice, a change in the form of a word to indicate tense, mood, gender, or other grammatical categories.
Examples:
Inflection in voice, inflection pattern. The linguist studied the inflection of the language's inflection in speech.
Trait.
A particular feature of your nature.
Examples:
Chemical trait, personality traits. Multiple genes may influence behavioral traits concurrently.
Elevate.
To raise something from a lower to a higher position, to give a promotion to or assign to a higher position.
Examples:
Elevate educational standards. Elevate a close relationship. Eating food in a hurry elevates blood glucose levels.
Brilliance.
The quality of being very clever or talented, the quality of being very bright or shining.
Examples:
Brilliance of diamond. Economic brilliance. The scientist's brilliance led to many groundbreaking discoveries in his field.
Protagonist.
The main character in a literary work, film, or other stories.
Examples:
Protagonist of drama. Play a protagonist. The protagonist's triumph over adversity was the theme of this play.
Liberate.
To set free, to release or rescue from captivity or oppression.
Examples:
Liberate people from oppression. Liberate potential. The prisoners were liberated after the war ended.
Dedicate.
To give all of your energy, time, etc., entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause, to set apart for a particular purpose or use.
Examples:
Dedicate a few hours. Dedicate a chapter to the subject. He dedicated his life to helping others.
Assassin.
A person who murders a prominent or well-known person for political reasons or in exchange for money.
Examples:
Fall victim to an assassin. Would-be assassin. She hired an assassin to kill her opponent.
Reverb.
An audio effect that produces a sound that is reflected off surfaces in an enclosed space, creating a sense of space or ambience, the natural echoing or reverberation of sound in a large or open space.
Examples:
Reverb effect. Reverb chamber. The singer's voice had a natural reverb that sounded beautiful in the acoustically designed church.
Nonviolence.
The use of peaceful means, such as civil disobedience or passive resistance, rather than violence to achieve a goal, especially in the context of political or social change.
Examples:
Nonviolence movement. Nonviolence protest. Martin Luther King Jr. was a champion of nonviolence in the fight for civil rights.
Coexist.
To live or exist together at the same time in the same place.
Examples:
Coexist with nature. Coexist with diversity. The different species can coexist in the same ecosystem by filling different niches and using different resources.
Annihilate.
To destroy completely, to cause something to cease to exist.
Examples:
Annihilate the enemy. Annihilate all doubts. The virus had the potential to annihilate entire populations if left unchecked.
Purveyor.
A person or company that provides goods or services.
Examples:
A local purveyor. A purveyor to the army. This company is the world's largest purveyor of caviar.
Militarism.
A political belief of a people or a government that a country should maintain a strong military force and be prepared to use it aggressively to defend or promote national interests.
Examples:
Abolish militarism. Anti-militarism movement. The leaders of that country strive to revive militarism despite past defeats.
Deconstruct.
To break something down into its separate parts to interpret or analyze it, to interpret or analyze a text, an artwork, etc. to show that there is no fixed meaning.
Examples:
Deconstruct the existing system. Deconstruct his method. She employed a rigorous intellectual framework to deconstruct various categories of literature.
Reconstruct.
To build or form something again that has been damaged or destroyed.
Examples:
Reconstruct an image. Reconstruct the original text. They've decided to reconstruct a ruined castle.
Interconnect.
To connect similar things.
Examples:
Directly interconnect with those systems. Human activities interconnect with the environment. Our system can now interconnect with other databases.
Policymaker.
A person in charge of or involved in developing action plans for a political party, business, etc.
Examples:
Education policymaker, regional policymaker. Policymakers struggle to develop various laws and regulations to address international trade conflicts.
Devote.
To commit or dedicate oneself or one's time, effort, or energy to a particular task or purpose.
Examples:
Devote all of my energies. Devote my own life. He devoted himself to studying the history of ancient civilizations.
Trepidation.
A feeling of fear, anxiety, or apprehension about something uncertain or unknown, a state of alarm or nervousness that results from anticipating something frightening or dangerous.
Examples:
Trembling with trepidation. Sense of trepidation. She felt trepidation as she approached the podium to give her speech.
Weariness.
Great tiredness or fatigue.
Examples:
Chronic weariness. A mood of war weariness. Stiff shoulders and tired eyes are signs of weariness.
Huddle.
To crowd or press closely together, cuddle.
Examples:
Huddle in a temporary shelter. Huddle around the open fire. The children huddled together for warmth in the cold winter storm.
Campfire.
An outdoor fire used for cooking, warmth, or light, often made by camping or in rural areas, a gathering or social event around such a fire.
Examples:
Campfire story. Roast marshmallows around the campfire. We sat around the campfire and told stories late into the night.
Posse.
A group of people who come together for a common purpose, often to pursue or capture a criminal. A group of people who share a common interest, belief, or trait.
Examples:
Posse member. Posse of citizens. My friends and I formed a posse to search for the lost hiker.
Lawless.
Lacking in lawful or legal constraints or restrictions, characterized by disorder, chaos, or anarchy, outside the realm of the law or legal system.
Examples:
Lawless society. Lawless behavior. The underground club was a lawless environment where anything could happen.
Riot.
A violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd, characterized by destruction of property, looting, arson, and attacks on individuals.
Examples:
Riot police. Riot control gas. The riots in the city have left many buildings damaged and several people injured.
Frisk.
To search for someone or something in a quick, lively manner, often to discover something hidden or suspicious, To frolic or skip about in a lively or playful manner.
Examples:
Frisk around the yard. Frisk his pockets. The security guard stopped and frisked the suspicious-looking person at the entrance to the building.
Defund.
To withdraw or cut off funding or financial support from a person, organization, or project.
Examples:
Defund the healthcare system. Defund an organization. The protest movement has called on the government to defund the police department.
Quotidian.
Occurring or recurring daily, ordinary or commonplace, typically used to describe something boring, repetitive, or mundane.
Examples:
Quotidian chores. Quotidian life. The artist was famous for capturing the beauty of quotidian scenes in her paintings.
Ubiquitous.
Being or existing everywhere at once.
Examples:
Ubiquitous computing. Ubiquitous across ecosystems. Sugar is ubiquitous in food.
Optimism.
A feeling or the belief that good things will happen, or the quality of being full of hope and emphasizing the positive aspects of a situation.
Examples:
Sense of optimism. Political optimism. There is considerable optimism that the economy will recover soon.
Setback.
An unfortunate happening that hinders or impedes a reversal or check in progress.
Examples:
Major setback. Suffer a setback. The team experienced a setback when their star player was injured during the game.
Aspiration.
A strong desire to achieve something, the action or process of drawing breath.
Examples:
No aspiration for fame. Aspiration into the lungs. He has an aspiration to become a doctor.
Paraphrase.
To restate or reword a passage in one's own words, often to clarify or simplify the original meaning.
Examples:
Paraphrase a poem into prose. Paraphrase the meaning. He paraphrased the article in his own words to avoid being accused of plagiarism.
Astonishing.
Surprising or shocking, difficult to believe.
Examples:
Astonishing achievement. Make astonishing gains. The news of her sudden death was astonishing to everyone who knew her.
Unheard.
Not heard, listened to, or noticed, not having been brought to public attention.
Examples:
An unheard story. Previously unheard of economic development. The unheard melody was beautiful and touched everyone's hearts.
Intensify.
To increase or make something increase in extent or strength.
Examples:
Intensify diplomatic efforts. Intensify a good relationship. Rebels have pledged to intensify the armed struggle against the dictatorship.
Coronavirus.
A large family of viruses that can cause illness in humans and animals, which name comes from the crown-like spikes on the surface of the virus, which can be seen under a microscope, and COVID-19 is caused by a specific type of coronavirus known as SARS-CoV-2.
Examples:
Coronavirus antibody test kit. Coronavirus bankruptcy. Considering the situation of coronavirus, organized stopped this year's beer festival.
Capitol.
A building that houses a legislative assembly, especially the U.S. Congress.
Examples:
The nation's capital. Capitol Hill hearing. The Capitol building was a stunning example of classical architecture, with its marble columns and grand dome.
Collusion.
Secret or illegal cooperation or conspiracy, especially for a deceitful or fraudulent purpose.
Examples:
Political collusion. Criminal collusion. The investigation found evidence of collusion between the two companies to manipulate the market.
Mobilize.
To make something ready for action or use, to organize people or resources for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Mobilize cooperation. Mobilize a stiff joint. The military mobilized troops to the border.
Genesis.
The origin or beginning of something. The first book of the biblical scriptures of both Judaism and Christianity, describing the creation of the earth and humankind.
Examples:
The genesis of civilization. In the book of Genesis. The politicians' remarks became the genesis of the clash between the two countries.
Synonymous.
Having the same or a similar meaning as another word or phrase.
Examples:
Synonymous terms. Non-synonymous mutation. The phrase big shot and important person are synonymous.
Purge.
To remove or get rid of something, especially that is unwanted or impure.
Examples:
Purge the system. Purge his sins. The government tried to purge corrupt officials from the bureaucracy.
Supremacy.
The state, condition, or position of being superior to all others in authority, power, or status.
Examples:
A race for supremacy. Supremacy of a country. The empire's military power ensured its supremacy over the neighboring states.
Infiltrate.
To enter or penetrate a group, organization, or place covertly or secretly, usually with a specific purpose or goal in mind, to spread or diffuse through something gradually or subtly.
Examples:
infiltrate the bloodstream, infiltrate a community. The spy was able to infiltrate the enemy's headquarters undetected.
Inbox.
An electronic folder on a computer or phone where new emails, text messages, etc., that are sent to you are kept.
Examples:
inbox full of emails, inbox folder. After you register, you will receive an email with a coupon shortly in your inbox.
Reinstate.
To restore or bring back to a previous position, status, or condition, to return someone to a former job or position which they previously held.
Examples:
reinstate a policy, reinstate a team member. The boss decided to reinstate the recently fired employee after realizing their mistake.
Perverse.
Showing a deliberate and stubborn desire to go against what is expected or desired, contrary, willfully disobedient or immoral.
Examples:
perverse idea, perverse attitude. His perverse sense of humor made many people uncomfortable.
Bigot.
A person who is intolerant of others who hold different opinions, beliefs, or values, especially someone who displays stubborn and unreasonable prejudice against particular groups of people.
Examples:
bigot mentality, religious bigot. His refusal to listen to other people's opinions made him a close-minded bigot.
Outsize.
Larger or more extensive than what is considered average or normal, of an unusually large size or amount.
Examples:
outsize impact, outsize equipment. The musician's outsized stage presence made her concerts an unforgettable experience.
Right size.
To alter a company or its operations to an optimal size, often involving the reduction or rearrangement of staff or resources to improve efficiency and profitability. Noun, the process of adjusting the size or structure of an organization or business to make it more efficient, profitable, or effective.
Examples:
right-size a company, right-size the operations. The company needs to right-size its staff and restructure to stay competitive.
Legitimacy.
The state or quality of being allowed and acceptable under the law. The state or quality of being founded on a reasonable or acceptable reason.
Examples:
democratic legitimacy, challenge the legitimacy. I'm going to deny the legitimacy of his claim.
Federate.
To unite or bring together into a federation or alliance, to form a confederacy or union with shared goals or interests.
Examples:
federate global network, Federate labor unions. The countries decided to federate to gain more political power.
Defy.
To challenge or dare someone to do something, to resist or disobey a rule, decision, etc.
Examples:
defy gravity, defy authority. She tried to defy her parents by moving to the city against their wishes.
Totalitarian.
Of or relating to a system of government in which a single political party has complete control and power.
Examples:
totalitarian ideology, totalitarian state. The government was criticized for having a totalitarian regime.
Exert.
To put forth effort, to put into action, to bring into play.
Examples:
exert control, exert influence. He exerted himself to lift the heavy weight.
Incarcerate.
To put or keep somebody in prison or in a place from which they cannot escape.
Examples:
incarcerate the murderer, incarcerate her for life. He was incarcerated for the duration of the war.
Munition.
Weapons and ammunition used by soldiers or military forces, the tools, materials, or equipment used in the preparation or use of weapons and ammunition.
Examples:
munitions factory, military munitions. The soldiers had stored their munitions in a secure bunker.
Cohesive.
Causing cohesion, bringing people or things together.
Examples:
cohesive ability, highly cohesive group. He skillfully combines these fragments into a cohesive whole.
Massacre.
The indiscriminate killing of a large number of people.
Examples:
massacre site, bloody massacre. The massacre of innocent civilians shocked the world.
Seize.
To catch or take hold of someone or something suddenly and forcibly, to capture the attention or imagination of something.
Examples:
seize a person's property, seize the day. He has the superpower to seize a business opportunity.
Nationalist.
Relating to or supporting a political ideology that emphasizes a strong sense of national identity and devotion to one's own country.
Examples:
nationalist sentiment, nationalist revolt. The nationalist rally attracted thousands of supporters.
Tiki.
A carved wooden or stone statue or figurine in Polynesian art and culture, often depicting humanoid gods or ancestors.
Examples:
tiki bar, tiki statue. The tiki torches added a festive touch to the outdoor party.
Predatory.
Living by eating other animals, especially by catching prey that is still alive.
Examples:
A predatory bird. Predatory warfare. The domesticated cat still has its predatory instincts.
Caste.
A social class or group, typically determined by birth or occupation, that has a particular status in a society.
Examples:
Military caste. Caste-based discrimination. He was born into a lower caste and faced discrimination throughout his life.
Trump.
A playing card with a picture of a trumpeter on it, used in certain card games.
Examples:
Trump card. Choose Trump. The trump suit in the game of bridge is determined at the beginning of each hand.
Dismantle.
To take apart or demolish a structure, machine, system, or the like, to strip off fittings or equipment.
Examples:
Dismantle a machine. Dismantle a system. The old building had to be dismantled because it was structurally unsound.
Fraternal.
Relating to or like a brother or brothers of twins, derived from two separate fertilized ova, equals the female reproductive cell.
Examples:
Fraternal twins. A fraternal association. He recommended that they take out fraternal life insurance.
Institutionalize.
To establish or make something a part of an institution, equals a place such as a university, hospital, etc.
Examples:
Institutionalize a system. Institutionalize customary laws. The new policy aims to institutionalize the use of renewable energy sources.
Litmus.
A type of paper or solution used to test the acidity or basicity of a substance, typically by changing color when exposed to an acidic or basic solution.
Examples:
Litmus solution. Litmus paper. The litmus test revealed that the substance was acidic.
Hashtag.
A word or phrase preceded by the symbol hashtag, used on social media websites and applications to identify messages on a specific topic.
Examples:
Marked with a hashtag. Trending hashtag. Our brand's campaign uses a unique hashtag to track engagement and reach.
Scapegoat.
To unfairly blame or punish someone for the misdeeds or mistakes of others, often to deflect attention or avoid accountability. Noun, a person or group that is unfairly blamed for the problems or misfortunes of others, typically to divert attention or responsibility from the actual cause.
Examples:
Scapegoat the new employee. Political scapegoat. Some politicians try to scapegoat specific groups of people to distract from their shortcomings.
Advantageous.
Providing a benefit or advantage, favorable or beneficial.
Examples:
Advantageous conditions. Advantageous interest rate. The new job opportunity offered by the company is highly advantageous.
Manifestation.
A visible or tangible form of something, especially a particular sign of a disease or condition.
Examples:
Manifestation of a deeper problem. Manifestation of psychological stress. The manifestation of his anxiety was evident in his shaking hands.
Sundown.
The time of day when the sun sets below the horizon, twilight, dusk.
Examples:
During sundown. Sundown candle. We watched the beautiful sundown over the horizon with peace and tranquility.
Enlightenment.
Education that results in understanding and the spread of knowledge.
Examples:
Spiritual enlightenment. Enlightenment activity. He finally brought his enlightenment to perfection.
Regress.
To move or develop backward, to return to an earlier or less advanced state or condition, to decline or deteriorate.
Examples:
Regress to childhood. Regress in skills. The team's failure to win games has caused them to regress in confidence.
Offline.
Not connected to the internet.
Examples:
Offline course. Offline mode. The computer is offline and cannot be accessed at the moment.
Enshrine.
To cherish or protect something as if it is sacred, to place something in a position of honor or respect.
Examples:
Enshrine memories. Enshrine tradition. The Constitution enshrines the rights and freedoms of citizens.
Choke.
To prevent or obstruct the normal breathing or swallowing of someone or something.
Examples:
Choke with anger. Choke off the blood supply. The baby started to choke on a piece of apple.
Chime.
To make a ringing sound, usually by striking an object like a bell or wind chime. To harmonize or agree with something else. Noun, a set of musical bells or metal tubes that produce a musical sound when struck or played.
Examples:
Glass wind chime. Chime with the music. The grandfather clock chimed solemnly, signaling the hour.
Simplistic.
Oversimplified or lacking in complexity or depth, characterized by an attempt to explain something complex or multifaceted with overly vague or simple terms.
Examples:
Simplistic approach. Simplistic design. The politician's solution to the problem was too simplistic to solve the underlying issue.
Blueprint.
A photographic print of an early plan for a building or machine.
Examples:
Blueprint for economic reform. Architect's blueprint. A business plan is a blueprint for your success.
Meddlesome.
Intrusively or offensively interfering in the affairs of others, inclined to meddle.
Examples:
Meddlesome question. Meddlesome interference. The meddlesome neighbor always gossiped about everyone's personal lives.
Elude.
To escape or avoid capture or
Examples:
elude the law. Elude responsibility for the failure. The suspect eluded capture for weeks before being caught by the police.
Instinct.
An inborn behavioral pattern that is often responsive to specific stimuli, an innate feeling that causes you to act or believe that something is true.
Examples:
Instinct for self-preservation. Aggressive instinct. When faced with a dangerous situation, his initial instinct was to flee.
Indifference.
A lack of interest, enthusiasm, or sympathy towards someone or something.
Examples:
Indifference to pain. General indifference. I tried to assume an air of indifference.
Indignation.
Strong anger or annoyance at what is perceived as unfair treatment.
Examples:
Indignation against the government. Indignation meeting. His indignation at the injustice was palpable.
Miraculous.
Very effective or lucky, or completely unexpected.
Examples:
A miraculous encounter. Go through a miraculous change. He made a miraculous recovery.
Blossom.
The reproductive structure on a flowering plant that consists of usually colorful petals and a typically green calyx, merging of sepals, the state or time of flowering, the peak of a person's or thing's development or success.
Examples:
Apple blossom. Blossom garden. The cherry blossom trees in the park were in full bloom, creating a beautiful sight.
Confer.
To have a meeting or discussion, to come to a decision or agreement or exchange ideas, to bestow something.
Examples:
Confer degree. Confer honor. The leaders of the two countries met to confer on the issue.
Bailout.
The provision of financial help to a corporation or country which is on the brink of bankruptcy.
Examples:
Bailout bill. Bailout bottle. Many countries provided a bailout to the private sector to minimize the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic.
Pretension.
The act of claiming or asserting something, especially without good reason or without evidence, an unfounded or excessive claim or ambition.
Examples:
pretension to authority, baseless pretension. His pretensions of being a gourmet were quickly exposed when he could not identify basic herbs and spices.
Radicalize.
To cause or become more radical in one's beliefs or actions, to adopt or promote more extreme or uncompromising ideas or practices.
Examples:
radicalize religious groups, radicalize ideology. The extremist group aims to radicalize young people through its propaganda.
Indifferent.
Having no strong feeling or preference, neutral.
Examples:
indifferent attitude, an indifferent glance. The doctor remained indifferent to the patient's pleas for a second opinion.
Eloquence.
The ability to speak or write in a way that is fluent, clear, and effective, the quality of being powerful and effective.
Examples:
persuasive eloquence, with glowing eloquence. The politician's eloquence and charisma won over the crowd.
Amplify.
To enhance something, particularly sound or brightness.
Examples:
amplify a signal, amplify the effect. You might need to amplify this point.